Nation of, get this, up to $9,000 off MSRP and these great rates. 3.9 for 60, 4.9 for 72, and only 5.9 for 84 months. That's a deal.
Dang, Dom, that's a deal. Okay, check this out. Let's talk about SUVs. 2025 Ford Escape Active. Let's take up to $5,000 off MSRP, or Ford's offering 0% financing for 48 months.
Now, John, you know we're going to talk about our pre-owned. We have 60 and ready to roll. Most are certified with factory warranty, and we have fresh trades arriving daily.
Just a reminder, we offer mobile service and online maintenance appointments and are very popular pickup and delivery service. Your car knows, shouldn't you? That's Ford of Uniontown on the hill across from Applebee's, or check us out at FordofUniontown.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Chris Parker Jr., what's going on at Autoland?
The Hyundai Getaway sales event is back, and so is 0% financing. Get away with a fantastic deal on a great new Hyundai. Here at Autoland, we're lowering prices on the 25s before the 2026 Hyundais arrive, and offering above Blue Book value on all trades. All this, plus incredible incentives and financing offers from Hyundai.
I'm listening.
We still have a great selection of those 25 all-wheel drive SUVs with the 0%. The full-size luxury third row 2025 Palisade and the redesigned third row 2025 Santa Fe, both with an amazing 0% financing for 60 months. Or choose up to $3,500 off HMS bonus cash on select Santa Fe. Check out the fuel-efficient 2025 Hyundai Elantra SE with 2.99% financing or lease for $229 per month.
Plus Hyundai Owner Assurance, America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection with every new Hyundai purchased, and 3-year, 36,000-mile free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or visit their website at AutolandHyundai.com.
You always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
Your health is more than just how you feel today. It's about staying well for the years ahead. At WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Primary Care, we're here to help you manage your health with regular checkups, screenings, and care that's tailored to you. With locations in Uniontown, Carmichaels, Connellsville, and Scottdale, it's easy to find care close to home. Visit wvumedicine.org/Uniontown today to find the primary care provider who is right for you.
Ready to update your home? Find what you need at Zen's Construction Warehouse. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will be happy to help you the old-fashioned way. Zen's is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 2. 485 Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Zen's Construction Warehouse, 724-366-8274. Or visit Zen's Construction Warehouse's Facebook page.
Zen's Construction Warehouse, our surplus, your savings.
I'll tell you what, Fayette County, it's our time to stand up and take back our county and our country. The establishment elite, the career politicians, the swamp creatures in both parties, they have spent decades selling us out, making deals that benefit themselves and their donors, while the hardworking people of Fayette County and across America get left behind. They tell us to sit down, shut up, let them run things. They tell us, trust the system, but the system ain't working for us. It's working against us. Well, I've got news for them. We're not backing down. We're just getting started. We are the steel workers, the coal miners, the farmers, the small business owners, the first responders, and the families who built this nation with our bare hands. We work, we build, we sacrifice, and we don't need government bureaucrats telling us how to live our lives. They want more taxes. They want more regulations. They want more control. But we say no more. They want us divided, black against white, rich against poor, rural against urban. But we see through their lies. This movement, the MAGA movement, is all about us coming together as Americans. We believe in freedom over control. We believe in fair elections over corruption. We believe in jobs over handouts. We believe in family, faith, and country. And let me tell you, I ain't here to play politics. I'm here to fight for you. That's why I'm running for re-election as your recorder of deeds. Not to be another politician, but to be a watchdog against corruption, to protect your property rights, and to make sure the government is transparent and accountable. And I promise you this, after I win the recorder of deeds, I'm not stopping there. These establishment politicians have been bleeding you dry, raising taxes, playing political games with your money for far too long. I'm going to put an end to that. They'll try to smear us, silence us, call us every name in the book, but they will never break our spirit. We are MAGA strong, America first, and unstoppable. So Fayette County, are you ready to take back your government? Are you ready to send a message to the swamp that we the people are in charge? Are you ready to stand up, fight back, and win? Then let's get to work. Tell your neighbors, because the Hillbilly MAGA train is leaving the station and we're taking our country and our county back. Full speed ahead. God bless Fayette County. God bless Pennsylvania. And God bless the United States of America. And God bless President Donald J. Trump. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of John Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I ain't nothing but a simple man. They call me a redneck, I reckon that I am, but this thing's going on, make me mad down to the core. I have to work like a dog to make ends meet. There's crooked politicians and crime in the street, and I'm madder than hell, and I ain't gonna take it no more. They tell our kids to just say no, and then some panty-waist judge lets a drug dealer go. He slaps him on the wrist and he turns it back out on the town. But if I had my way with people selling dope, I'd take a big tall tree and a short piece of rope.
Hey everybody, this is John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly. And today's show is being brought to you by Miles' Garage and Tire Center, Mung's Auto Body, PatriotsOnline.com, HC Storage. This is a new place in Connersville. They're just opening up a new storage place. It's 724-323-3833. Get down there. I'll tell you what, if you need a place to store things, everything's brand new. It's a beautiful. It's actually a really nice.
Just behind
place.
the Dunkin' Donuts.
And it's just behind Dunkin' Donuts. It's right off of 119. I'll tell you what. Go see Hubie. I'll tell you what. He'll take care of you. Country Motor Sales out on 119. JB Market in Dunbar. Gunslingers in Connersville. Tactical Civics. Thundering Hills Feed and Supply. The Ink Spot in South Connersville. Fayette County MAGA Patriots Group. Fayette Structures. Gino, you got to get some more buildings out there, man. I'm telling you. What's going on?
Yeah, we're going to be doing a little special for the whole week of the fair. And when it comes out there, you're going to buy a building. We're going to give you a gift certificate to a local restaurant.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Okay, Solid Foundation Ministries, New Life Free Methodist Church. And guess what? They were down at the river yesterday, and I'll tell you what, they had a big crowd down there, and somebody said they baptized 99 people.
Wow.
So, Highline Motorsports, go see Greg. He's out there. He always got something to sit on that goes fast. Gun Owners of America, Hillbilly John Radio, and John Marietta for We the People. I want to start out with this today. I'll tell you what. Jesus didn't mince words when he walked into the temple courts and said, "My house shall be called a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves." That's Matthew 21:13. And folks, I got to be honest with you. When I look at our state, our county government, what have we been doing with our money lately? I can't help think he'd say the same thing to Harrisburg and Fayette County. Now look, I ain't here to throw hymnals at the wall. I'm here to speak plain because finally, some folks in the Pennsylvania State Senate have done something that ought to make every hardworking Pennsylvanian shout hallelujah from their porch swing. Senator Doug Mastriano, Senator Chris Gebhardt, and yes, even our very own Senator Pat Stefano just did what we've been begging for them to do for years. They dropped Senate Bill 929 to end school property taxes once and for all. And I'm going to tell you, I don't agree with these people. I sure don't agree with them on Act 77. But I'll tell you what, even a broken clock gets it right twice a day. Now, some of you all know this, but your house, that thing you worked 30 years to pay off, maybe even longer, you don't own it. Nope. not really, because every year the government shows up like a landlord with a clipboard and says, time to pay rent again. Partner, time to pay rent again, partner. And if you don't pay it, I'll take your home. I'll sell it in a sheriff's sale. And I don't know what you call that, but I call it legal theft. This bill says enough is enough. It tells our seniors, our families, and the mamas raising kids on one income, you've done your part, and we ain't going to punish you for it anymore. Mastriano's right. I hate to give him credit, but he is right this time. People are losing their homes over these taxes, homes they already own. That ain't fair. That ain't freedom, and it sure ain't America I believe in. And sure, as the sun rises, here comes the professional hand-wringers crying about school funding. Let me be clear. We all support our schools. There's no doubt about it. We need to educate our children to the very best of our ability. But if Harrisburg can find billions for woke climate nonsense, insider contracts, and bridges to nowhere, and walking trails that we don't need no more of, then by golly, they can find education without holding grandma's house hostage. And hey, here's a little idea for Fayette County commissioners. Why don't you roll up your sleeves and look at cutting your end of the property tax burden while you're at it? While you're at it, families out here clip coupons, pinch pennies to make ends meet. It won't hurt for some of you up on the hill to do the same. I'm talking about the hill up there on the Fayette County Courthouse. Bottom line, we've been living under a system that's been a den of thieves, just like Jesus said. It's time to flip the tables. Friends, it's time to take our homes and our freedom back. This is taxation without representation. This is pure tyranny. You're listening to the Hillbilly Jon Show, the home of common sense, congressional constitutional grit, and the voice of the folks who still believe in liberty. I tell you, I say this over and over again. I very seldom agree with Pat Stefano and Mastriano with some of the things they've done, but I will tell you, and I know there's an election. A lot of people was going to say, well, they're up for election next year. They're trying to get something so people will vote for them. Well, let's not let it happen that way. Let's push them into doing this. Let's push the Senate chamber into saying we need to move us forward, and let's make our state representatives do the same thing, because this is the right thing to do right now. We need to get rid of taxes. We need to figure out a better way to doing it. Property owners are taking the brunt of everything right now. With the county commissioners raising our taxes over 78% in the last 6 years, it's time. And I tell you right now, my opponent will not say nothing about this ever. And I want you to understand that. I can't help but think that if it wasn't for the way the county structure with the politics has been in the last 20 years, Gino, we wouldn't have these problems right now. We got problems. We need to take care of them. We need to reduce the size of government, and we need to cut taxes for people so businesses come to Fayette County. And you won't never, ever hear that from my opponent.
Well, John, I'd like to think that this effort by Mastriano and Stefano are sincere, but it is election time. And over the last 30 years, politicians always dangle that we're going to get rid of taxes. The devil's in the details. How are you going to fund it? These are things that, and my other question is, why hasn't Stefano been working on this? He's been in, this is his third term. He's running again.
Yeah.
I mean, so I do want to say, and I tell you, but without a real plan and to do it, to me, he may as well say they're going to ban cancer or some other thing,
I get
so
I
do think that, the rhetoric is there. Now we need to see some real action.
That's where the people come in place. We have to make them accountable. We can't let them use this as grandstanding to get reelected. We need to make them accountable. Do something about it. Push forward on this.
Right. Well, we've always advocated for that. I mean, we're being taxed to death. If you really want to see Fayette County do good, you have to keep the taxes low. unless you want the kind to do good for people that aren't here yet, which it seems like what the commissioner's approach are. You've got to cut back. The truth is, we're overpaying. We have way too much county government, and we do need to scale back. And I did see, there's a letter circulating around from a former state representative who was actually a Republican, stating that it's a bad idea to cut the size of our government, to cut back our classification to match, what we can handle. Look, folks, it's like this. If you want all the services, you got to pay the taxes. But, do we need all these services? My question is, with a shrinking population, the commissioners won't take and they won't make cuts. We saw that when they wouldn't eliminate the jury commissioner position, which is a total waste of taxpayers' money. This is a less than part-time position. The jury commissioners, just in what they collect in health insurance benefits, is in excess of $50,000 a year. I mean, this is and that's just the little tip of the iceberg. John, services get cut a little. You got to wait a little bit longer for a deed, perhaps, if you eliminate the recorder of deeds. Your current job, you combine some of these offices. This has to happen. This is and this is where I think fundamentally Trump's taking a little bit of backlash now, but he's delivering what he promised on the cuts. Those are hard. And when you cut, yes, people lose jobs. There's some turmoil there, but you got to spend it. You're spending this money, and if you're going to save it, you have to save. You just have to make these cuts. That's where we're at in Fayette County. There's no magic bullet. They got to just quit taxing us to death. It's so ridiculous, and we see so much inefficiency, particularly in county government. And we got to stop taking out these loans. We're now a debtor county. Every time they take out a loan, they've got to pay back interest. Double stacking tax anticipation notes, kicking the can down the road. This is where we're at. We just had a big tax increase, and they're not slowing down at all, and it's going to lead to another. And I think that you have two different approaches. You have the approach where you spend, tax and spend, and I believe that some of these folks think if they spend with some kind of magic powers that they have, that they're going to spend their way into prosperity. And that's simply not going to happen. They've been trying to do that for the last couple of decades.
And by the way, a lot of people have been asking me where Gino's been, but I tell you what, Gino has to make a living, just like I do. And I tell you what, and some people were trying to say that me and him were divided on things. We're not.
Oh, no,
we're not at all. We're not at all. We just floated down the river here 2 weeks ago, and I can't wait to do it again. I mean, the river. If the county commissioners had anything to do with the river, it wouldn't flow. It wouldn't flow north. It would flow south. But anyway, at High Powell, I don't know what would happen. But anyways, this is where we're at. I mean, we got to do something about cutting taxes. We have to.
It really comes down to that fundamentally. And of course, then be more responsible with the spending. The commissioners don't have to raise taxes again next year. They just have to start to tighten the belt. They got to let some people go. They've got to make some tough decisions, and those aren't easy and those aren't popular. But that's what we've got to do. I mean, first you got to get the taxes under control. And the other thing I'd say, some of this grant money needs to be reined in and gotten under control. Now, there are some wonderful, wonderful nonprofits and redevelopment authorities out there really trying to do some stuff. And, no one's perfect, but, as of recently now, we're finding out that there's been gross mismanagement of Fay Penn with some of their decision making, and that's reflecting bad on some of the people maybe that are trying to receive some of those grants and loans. And I saw on Facebook and it's been a while since I've been here, but Charity Grimm had made an appeal to the state attorney general to come in and look at the Fay Penn organization specifically. See, what we got Fay Penn, the commissioners sat on the Fay Penn board. They know what goes on there. We've got to quit these special self-dealing stuff, and we've really got to invest in the nonprofits and the redevelopment authorities that are doing good for us.
Well, the other thing, too, Gino, and I've said this for a long, long time, and people don't want to listen. I mean, I'm far from being best of speech. I mean, I'll give everybody that one. But we have to make sure that we take care of a couple things for our county. The number one thing we have to take care of is our veterans. I don't care. Veterans have to be up in the top. We have to make sure that a veteran doesn't go without a place to sleep. A good is never hungry and has proper medical attention. And I think that only comes from county government. It has to come from the state government and federal government.
And individuals and nonprofits, which it does.
And there's a lot of people working on that.
Sure.
And I'm going to be proud to announce something here in the next few weeks that we're going to try to do something too. But anyways, the other thing that I want to say is we have to keep our seniors here and when they're getting taxed out of their homes, and that's what's happening right now. I mean, our
in fact, right now
population-
they are starting to post the delinquent taxes, around now.
Yep,
and you're starting to see those placards go up.
Yeah, and like I said, now this won't be when's the free and clear sale? I think that's the spring, right? Or is it the fall of free and clear and the one? But anyways, that means that
Free and clear's in June, I believe.
Okay. But anyways, Gino and I were privy, not privy, but we were, I guess, humble enough that, and thankful enough that we were able to do something to help a lady save her property this spring because she.
And again, these things are temporary. But this is typical. You've got she's probably the fourth or fifth generation on this piece of property. And for just a little bit of money, she almost lost her property.
Yeah,
and she wasn't notified correctly, and she didn't really have the resources or understanding how to fight the system. So she was, but the system did work. When we approached the judge, he really understood what was going on with her, and upset the sale.
We had a couple other ones that I got involved with as the court recorder of deeds because there was people that got their property sold. But anyways, we're trying to we're still working on trying to get all that fixed. But like I said, our seniors and their property taxes, and if we lower taxes, that brings business to Fayette County. That helps bring people here to do business. I mean, not just give them a free reign for 4 or 5 years and they come here and they put up a building and they make widgets. And then when Westmoreland County says, well, you can make widgets in our county and we'll give you a tax break over there or wherever. We have to get businesses that stay. And one of the things we have in Fayette County that a lot of people don't have in other counties is we have a river, one of the most navigable rivers in the state of Pennsylvania, the Monongahela. And I tell you, right now, the barge company down there, Heartland, is busting at the seams. They're looking for places to go. And I think our county commissioners ought to get involved in this and try to help expand this situation. Because I can tell you right now, they're going to end up in another county before this is over with. I mean, they're going to move down the river. Not. They're going to move down the river. They're going to move up the river.
I mean, they might have to do a second.
They're going to have a second plant because they're so far behind, from what I'm understanding, that they're making I don't know. It's like this giant barge that they launched one here the other day. It's on Facebook. It's pretty neat to watch it go in the water, but. We have to do this. We have to cut taxes. Taxes is the number one thing.
Well, if you look all over the country, I mean, everywhere, one of the main issues is housing affordability. It's one of the reasons our young people leave. It's one of the reasons that our old people are losing their homes, and it's probably one of the biggest issues that you'll see in the news. You see it online. But really, the only way you're going to fix it for the middle class, it's not very complicated. Just stop taxing the crap out of us. Holy smokes, we're getting taxed on everything, on the gas. We're getting taxed on our homes, on our property every year. So you never actually are done. And especially for our seniors on a fixed income, they need to be done.
We have one of the highest gas taxes, if not the highest gas tax. I know we're in the top 5 in the whole country. In the whole country, you can go to West Virginia right now and buy gas for $2.49 a gallon.
We have some of the highest paid legislatures in the entire nation.
Unbelievable.
Why don't the legislators
take a 20% pay cut?
And go back to being part time like they used to be. They used to be off for the summer.
Well, actually,
they farmed, and then that worked fine. So I just think that we really need to rethink some things. I am very skeptical of anything that eliminates property tax. It's a pretty drastic move, but I just don't trust the state. What happened to the money that was supposed to help our senior citizens from the lottery?
Or the casino money.
The casino money. Where's that money? Where's these people? So
how about
who's going to pay that? Are we going to pay for this with marijuana, with a marijuana tax? I mean, what's Stefano's real plan? The language is very vague in the bill, and I don't think it has much substance. I mean, he has shown in the past he's been able to work good across the aisle with Democrats to get Act 77 passed I mean, whatever it takes. We do need to address, and we have to seriously address school funding, and whether it's another sales tax or something. You got to be careful about the devil's in the details. You transfer the tax over to the sales tax, they'll just leave that, and they'll still leave the property.
Well,
tax.
we got to get rid of the property tax.
It's a mindset, and I do think that you're going to see the mindset of the country collectively change. And I hope you do. Geez, I know these services are important. They're going to make tough cuts, but you got to cut back. You got to make cuts. That's all there is to it. If you don't have enough money to go on, you don't have enough money to go overseas on vacation, you go to the Epcot Center, which is where me and my wife are going to go this fall. Or if you don't, and then a lot of stuff, you go to High Pow, But just the reality and that we need to face, and our commissioners haven't faced reality. They didn't face reality about Penn State till it was too late. I mean, you had Scott Dunn blowing up in meetings with the executive board of Penn State prior to them announcing they're leaving, promoting Salem University, which in and of itself I don't have a problem with, but after Penn State asked him, hey, we're here. And then no wonder that, now that I don't think was the only reason they left, but boy, he sure held the door open for him on the way out the door. And then I see this insincere letter, how their work. And the last thing I want is the commissioners in charge of trying to find out what to do with that Penn State property. Can't we do better? Don't we have some better leaders? And the other thing, I mean, Fay Penn showed lately that they haven't been trustworthy.
I'll tell you what.
I mean, we have a real problem there because I tell you, every nonprofit in this county ought to be just going crazy right now, because we did the stuff that we know about the Fay Penn situation that is in their 990s that they don't even hide. They just in the years between 2018 and 2023, they made over close to $3 million. $2.7 million was loaned directly to board members, some of which are on the loan review committee. Now that is insanity. Right, so you want to know why isn't Fay doing better? Look at Fay Penn. They do their thing, raising the region. They should change it to raping the region. And they spend a lot of money on PR. We got contracts to board members totaling over $7 million in the same time frame. That organization is worth close to $50 million. I think the commissioners need to think about liquidating it and bringing our county finances into order.
That would work. That would get us close. It wouldn't fix it. Wouldn't fix it completely, but that would get us close.
And let's look at some of the other nonprofits that we can raise up that are doing good work. I mean, because look, this is people say, oh, there's a conspiracy. There's no conspiracy. We're not like teasing it. It's right there. It's in their own 990s. And I really hope that Charity Grimm's efforts are successful in getting the state attorney general to look into that whole situation.
If not the
and other people are looking into
if not
it too.
The U.S. Attorney General,
or the DOJ, or DOJ.
Yep. And this is where we're headed. And
we just got to get practical about what the people in this county need. We need the commissioners and all of our leadership need to work to make the county better. And you're not going to spend your way to prosperity. You're not going to tax us into something that we're not.
Well,
it's a wonderful county the way it is. Just let it. Keep it affordable.
Well, and
the rest will happen.
The one thing I always
organically.
I mean, there's a lot of there's a good many, not all of them, but in South Union does it right. You have to get they got it right. They get it right. They look at all the stuff that they've done, and it seems like they haven't raised taxes in how many years? North Union, I know the township supervisors over at North Union. I got to give a shout out to them. So maybe we get the township supervisors from North Union and South Union to help work on the Penn State thing, and maybe it'll fix it.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's what we really do need. And, of course, a lot of that's going to be up to Penn State, but they the secrecy all needs to stop. That needs to be a more transparent thing up there, being it was a land-grant university. But I know collectively the people have to just the will of the people has to get to a point where we say enough's enough. We're tired of paying taxes every time we turn around. You want to make Fayette County affordable? Lower the taxes, lower the county taxes. Pat Stefano should be looking at ways to lower the taxes where he can actually get something done. Like, I think this is just a Christmas tree bill. This is just a fantasy bill that he's working on. I think it's a Hail Mary because he's been lackluster his whole career. I mean, where was the driving force to get rid of property taxes years ago? Maybe he sees a window, and I hope I'm wrong on this. Maybe he sees a window where he can actually advance this bill. But I think it's just fluff. And if it is, shame on you, shame on them, because now they're tying up the legislator with a PR stunt. We could work hard to just reduce taxes, make it. I mean, these guys can't make it a little bit easier. How are they going to do it all in one swipe?
Well, just think about this, Gino. 58 or 59? They opened up the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and they said there was going to be tolls on it for X amount of years, and then it would all be paid for.
Oh yeah,
well, the tolls are still going up every year.
The government just keeps growing. Our state government just keeps growing and expanding.
I mean,
our county government just keeps growing, buying more buildings, acquiring more debt, hiring more people, creating new positions, and it just grows. But all that growth all comes off the back. And I tell you,
the property
you can't get blood out of a rock, and the property owners are squeezed about as hard as they can be squeezed now, and especially after COVID and everything. And I really want to be more positive for the area, but under current leadership, it's really difficult. We just lost a really good restaurant down in Connellsville, Tia's Restaurant. Real nice family, moved here from Punxsutawney, opened up a restaurant, and they just threw in the towel. Actually, it was yesterday. And if anyone's looking for a deal on a good grill or diesel or Ansel system, they got a grill and Ansel, but they're moving back to Punxsutawney. But see, that kind of thing needs to be a signal like an emergency. When we see that as a community, we've got to realize that's happening to our local businesses here.
Well,
it's been a really tough year for.
It has been for. Well, you're in
I know
business.
I'm one, but I try always to deal locally. I just found I just got a new vendor, Regis Province over at Province Truss here.
Oh yeah,
he's well known inside the trades. But if you need any trusses, Regis over there, right on that's Connellsville Street.
Oh, I was on Connellsville Street. Regis,
he gave us a great deal on trusses. They're local. He's employing local people. Great guy.
And
real happy with the quality and price.
And it's good quality. And I will tell you this: if Regis tells you he'll have it done on Wednesday, whatever the date is, guess what? His truck's backing up into your up into your work site, and he's trying to figure out how to get them unloaded. I mean, that's just how he is.
Right. Now that's so. Whenever you have the opportunity, just please try to support the local businesses because they're all struggling right now. It's been real tough. Contractors having a tough time because of the weather, but just in general with the. But really, what our government can do is they can work hard to reduce costs. And I tell you something else that really troubles me, John. You're the only row officer that's really sounding the alarm about these taxes. When we elect someone to an office, an obscure office like recorder of deeds or controller or treasurer, for instance. You don't know what those people do. You kind of count on those people. If there's problems in county government, you count on them to ring the bell, to be bellwethers, to say, hey, wait, we got a problem over here. The commissioners are out of line. I'm not hearing that. And they should be doing that. One of the things I always respected about local Councilman Ethan Keedy, he did accounts and finances. He didn't just get up and read the report. He says, well, we're spending a little bit too much. We got to rein it back a little bit. And he'd share that with the community and that open forum at and that Connellsville does a great job and always kind of has. But, that kind of interaction I think we're looking for. And I sure hope that John Moore, the row officers, will take and see what you're doing. And maybe not as loud as you, because I know you're taking a lot of heat, and I know they're scared about that. They don't want to take that heat.
Well,
but we do need that out of all of our local officials, local supervisors. Share with the people. There's a public trust that goes beyond your definition. We, the public, are counting on our elected officials to tell us what's really going on.
And by the time it gets to the judge, when you're asking the judge to help us borrow money or approve of borrowing more money, it's too late.
Well,
it's too late.
It's like we have elected officials that sit on the board of, like, the Fay Penn is for instance, because it's our big economic engine for the county. I mean, they're really the only people get paid to make Fayette County better economically. That's their full-time job, and they get a lot of money for doing that. And we got insider dealing with board members. We got over $8 million almost in contracts recently just to board members. Now, why aren't our commissioners saying, "Oh, guys, slow it down"? So I am curious to see where that goes, and at the very least, I hope they straighten out their act in the future.
And
because that's an organization that we've all put a lot of faith in, and no one's really looked at, and then now it's really bad over there, and hopefully that the state attorney general will get to the end of it.
Well, I think it was Sean Cavanaugh. He called Fay Penn the shadow.
Oh, years ago, the shadow government of Fayette County, and he was so right. You know what I mean? Hey, Sean, if you're listening and you hear this later, you're 100% right about Fay Penn. It's all in their 990s. A lot of it came out because of a lawsuit, and I'm not going to get into the names of who or what, because a lot of prominent people serve on that board, and it's a mix. I'm sure a lot of them are great, good people, and are just apathetic, though. But if you're letting it go on, if you sit on a board, you have to take that serious. You have to tell the public what's going on. This has been a systemic problem for decades. And the amount of money they deal with, the good I could have see that, with a smaller nonprofit, getting those kind of grants.
Well, a smaller nonprofit or even
just a true, somebody organization that doesn't have those.
No ties.
Right.
That's the key to it. That's the key to it. It's just like
there's so many people working hard to make Fayette County better. It's so many different levels and avenues, churches, nonprofits, and different people. We just got to call it this bad behavior. Can't let it happen, and you just got to fix it and move forward.
And this is where we need to be. I mean, we do need to move forward. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the past is the past. We got to fix it, but the past is the past, and we got to look at the situation completely different than what we've looked at it for. I mean, if you're going to do the same thing over and over and over again, then it's like Einstein says, and try to get a different result, then who's the fool? I mean.
The thing that blows my mind, I'm reading a letter here from a former state representative. I'm not going to mention his name. I don't think a lot of people follow him or whatever on Facebook. But he's advocating that we keep things the same. He's advocating that if we were to switch our form of government to a fifth-class city, we'd be thrown in a towel, given up. Being sound with your money and making tough cuts to reorganize, that's not giving up. That's getting down lean and mean and getting ready to fight.
We can always go back up if the population's
It's
there.
not, yeah, right. No, but what has to happen? We've got to get real serious about our commitment to this county, and you're not going to spend your way to prosperity, which is exactly, and you're definitely not going to borrow your way into it. And we did miss some big opportunities. We missed some very big opportunities.
The one opportunity that I really feel, and I was at. I got a phone call from I don't even want to say, but anyways, I got a phone call. I happened to be over at New Stanton when the dozer blade hit the ground to put that Amazon plant in. I mean, I know that you're looking at $20 an hour jobs is what you're looking at, and I don't know what kind of benefits they pay, but that could have been here in Fayette County. It could have been here in Fayette County real easily. And instead it ended up in Westmoreland. And I was there. I was over there. I was looking at. I was buying a loader, not a loader, but a excavator, and I was looking at Bobcat. Now, one of the things I will tell you is the Bobcat moved to Fayette County, and they're over in Perryopolis now. A lot of people don't know that, but they did move to Fayette County.
I have 3 Bobcats. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, and I happen to be.
They were into Sony.
Yeah,
the old Sunny place.
Yeah, and I was
that's
over
good to
there. I
know.
was over there looking at a bomb. I was over there looking at an excavator, and the fellow said to me, he says, we got to move out of here. And I says, well, do you ever think about coming to Fayette County? And he says, yeah, we're actually looking at a piece of property over there, and I don't know if they bought it or they leased it, but it's right there where Periopolis, right almost behind the Hers potato chip place.
Oh, good.
So
Well,
you won't have to run. Won't have to run
parts.
so far for parts. But I ended up buying a John Deere. But anyways, but that's
We know who has the bucks.
I ended up buying a John Deere. I found a John Deere with very few hours on it, and I was glad to buy that. But you think about all these different businesses, whether and you always say widgets and gadgets, but we should be. There should be some kind of manufacturing base here in Fayette County. And you're from Collinsville. I'm from Dunbar. And I remember when Anchor Glass was down there, and I don't know how many they employed, but a lot. I remember when Steel Scaffolding was out there on 119. When Fruhoff was out there, my dad worked out there. Who else was out there?
Well, I think
Cabot Wire was out there.
I think we're starting to see a shift in global markets, and hopefully some of that manufacturing will come back. But what I don't want to do is see my taxes go up so they can send somebody out to try to find these factories. We've already been doing that. That's what Fayette Penn's job and some of the other ones are for. We've just got to use that money the right way. If they just start using those grants and loans the right way, I think things will straighten up for Fayette County pretty quickly. It's been going on for a long time. They've been selling us out since as long as I can remember.
Yeah, and when you drive, if you ever get a chance and you get a chance to drive up the river, and just from Brownsville on up, and you drive by, I want to say Stockdale, but that isn't actually right. But there was a rail plant right down there for I don't know how many years, and then there was a couple chemical plants along the river down there, and they're not there no more. And I mean, how can we buy rails in the United States for our railroads from outside of the United States? I mean, that doesn't even make sense to me because they got to deliver them. Okay, it's like how can we buy a pork and chicken from somewhere, pork and chicken and beef from outside of the country? I mean,
it'll be interesting to see how the global markets impact Fayette County over the next 10 or so years. But I know we really can't control that, but we can control what happens inside this county. And the way we're going to do that is by just cutting taxes and just providing a good, affordable place here for people to live. And it'll break for us, when it's time. And
I always like to give a shout out to all the farmers, and I know I'm going to miss. I'll miss several of them, but I know Dudas is down there. They're trying to stay in business. They're struggling to stay in business, and I know that I always prisoners out on Vanderbilt. Like I don't know what that is over there. 850.
Not prisoners. Over there in his family.
What is that? 857 or
819.
819. I tell you what, I like to buy local, and I tell you what, both of them have tremendous sweet corn. And I like sweet corn, so.
Hey, and we got the fair that's coming up.
The fair's coming up, and the next starts on Thursday night.
Oh, you'll have a booth there?
I will, and we're gonna have some surprises out there, probably with some things we're doing out there.
Lee Greenwood is going to play out here.
Oh, at the fair. Yeah. Lee Greenwood is playing at the fair this.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I think they're having a couple other people, but there'll probably be a big crowd out there on Saturday night or Sunday night. I forget which night he plays out there. And then there's another one. There's several different things going on, but Georges Township is having a festival. Actually, this coming weekend too, the beginning of the fair. So if you don't, you can't go to the fair every night. So why not? If you're from Georges Township, or it's going to be the fire departments out that way: Fairchance, Smithfield, Collier, and Haydentown. They're all went together. They're going to put this festival on. I guess they're having vendors out there, and I want, take some time. They're going to have a lot of different things. We put a post up on it today. I'm glad to see all that.
It's that time of the year.
And then, of course, Collinsville they'll have another fest down the river, the historical park. I know that's
There's
Labor
gonna be
Day
a
weekend.
dinner August the 15th on Whiskey Rebellion. You can check it out, the Connellsville Historical Society website. That's going to be a nice evening.
Yeah, and we're having the taste of the Connellsville, or taste of what were they?
Savor the Avenue.
Savor the Avenue. It's going to be down like on the road.
Lots
street.
of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of stuff to do coming up. Plug into your local community. There's lots of
and of course the Italian
efforts.
Festival. Me and you'll be at the Italian Festival. We'll probably take a few hours. And
I'll
be down
sneak
there.
up for that.
Get a sandwich.
I got to stop up and get a sandwich.
We can get our picture taken with eating a sandwich with sauce all over our shirts.
No, there's a lot of good stuff coming up.
But I just want everybody to
I'll
know.
be working for most of
I want everybody to know that I myself and Gino, we see eye to eye on a lot of things, and I want to thank him for coming in today, and because people were thinking that me and you were having a problem, but that isn't. It's far from the truth. So,
well, John, thanks for having me in, and I'll see you at the fair.
Yeah, we'll be out to fair Thursday night, it's first night, and we'll go out tomorrow night. Go out Wednesday night, and we'll get everything set up. And like I said, if you want a freeze pop, you have to come over to my booth because we got 1,200 of them to give away. So I don't
What's
know.
That? Okay.
Freeze pops.
Okay.
The kids like the freeze pops, and giving away balloons is a nice thing. But like I said, we felt that the freeze pop thing was a little better. At least the kids got something to hydrate themselves with.
Yeah, especially if it's as hot as it's been.
And I know
hopefully we catch good weather for the fair too.
Yeah, we will. We will.
It's got to be rained out, right? I mean, can there be more water up in those clouds? Holy smokes!
I know you. You've beat this. You've beat
I've been
yourself
pretty
through.
lucky.
Yeah, trying to get all your
Get cement in, get framing done.
Yeah, all your
a lot of
cement and stuff done.
projects, yeah.
And I know you're framing you're doing something a little different. You're framing a garage.
A big garage, and I said 32 by 36, beautiful garage.
And you're framing it inside, and then you're taking
it's done. I mean, that part's done.
So you'll be taking it. You'll be delivering it.
We've already got it on the site, and it's up. And then Regis going to bring us some trusses tomorrow, the next day, and then we'll have it dried in. And done by the weekend.
Yeah.
And on to the next one.
Then you got another one to do, I hear. Yeah.
Business has been good.
I appreciate everybody listening in, and like I said, I wanted to make sure that everybody about this bill that they're in the House, or in the Senate rather, that I want to make sure everybody knew about it. That's what my
pay attention and make sure it's just not. And if it is a PR stunt, call them out on it.
I think we need to hold them out. Yeah, hold them accountable. The other. I think I've covered everything. I want to tell you that it was a good time over at the St. George's Festival, and the land was excellent, and there was a lot of people there, and I got to talk to a lot of people and shake a lot of hands. So I want to thank them for doing that every year. And then, just like the father said, this is more of a fellowship than it is a money making thing. But I'm sure that they did okay. So on this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad, smile with the sad, love what you got, remember what you had. Always forgive, but never forget. Learn from your mistakes. People change. Things go wrong. Just remember the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.
Your local station, WNBS Uniontown.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. There is another blast of summer